climate crisis is real. Global warming and environmental degradation poses a significant threat to our planet's ecosystems and human society. Implementing sustainable practices, collaboration, innovation, and widespread commitment are essential for a resilient future. If people want to work as a global community towards sustainable solutions, they must have the basic needs to do so. And that includes education, sustenance, and equal access to technology. After all, one cannot expect them to do anything about the environment when they themselves are struggling to survive. Hello, I'm Tej, and as many of you are aware, I host Chizuba Talks. Chizuba Talks is a podcast that shares impressive narratives about community and social work and the amazing people who run these organizations. On today's episode, I have Tracy Tarlow with me. Tracy is the founder of Springboard Connectivity, a nonprofit that provides base needs, resources such as water, food, education, and technology to underrepresented and underprivileged individuals and groups who want to be part of the climate crisis solutions. About Tracy, she's got her permaculture design certificate from Occidental Arts and Ecology Center in 2010 and went on to study and teach permaculture, farming, gardening, and herbalism, in addition to being involved in K-12 education in Hawaii for 10 plus years. And now she runs this nonprofit called Springboard Connectivity. Well, there's a lot to talk about. Welcome to the podcast, Tracy.
Hi, Tej. Thank you so much.
Tracy, so I see you've been doing so many things. You also have a sister organization called WSS. How and what spurred the initiation of Springboard Connectivity from WSS?
Thank you. So I was working with WSS for about 2 years, and I still am. They're an amazing organization, a nonprofit, and we were invited to join teams or to create teams. They're conscious collaboration teams to solve the climate crisis. And one of my teams that I was interested in was food and water security. And I happened to meet somebody on Facebook. His name is Oliver Juma, who I work with closely now. He's in Kenya, Africa. And when I invited him to join WSS and to start a team with me because he had reached out saying that because of climate change, he's seen the drought in his area increase. And he was concerned for his village and himself that they might not be able to feed themselves because they don't know when the rain's coming and they don't know if their crops will survive. So I felt a really strong pull to work with him and to create this team. And the more I worked with him, the more I realized I want to help people who are scared, like you said, for their life or who are in survival mode to get out of that mode and to really thrive and flourish in their lives and help their communities to do the same.
Right. And can we call WSS the mother organization there?
We can, yes. They helped me birth Springboard Connectivity because I had never worked in nonprofit world before WSS. So since I was immersed in it, and since it is an empowerment organization, I was empowered to do what I felt was needed to continue to do more on the ground work.
Right. So, to be able to work in areas that require technology, education, water resources, you need to have some kind of collaboration, right? It's not only that localized organization that can help with the situation. You need to have some kind of help from outside. Who do you have to help you, and how do you go about that?
That's a good question. I have help from WSS in terms of ideas of how to connect or of how to proceed with innovative ideas to bring to these people. And I'm just learning all the time through that organization because we're meeting with many different nonprofits across the world. Same with you, I'm sure.
Yes.
And we're actually connecting all of them so that we can know what each other is doing and support each other's efforts. I don't feel like I have a lot of support beyond that. I'm actually feel like I need and want to support more people than I actually have the capacity to right now. So I'm just developing my capacity to help more people, especially the ones that I'm meeting through WSS.
Yeah. So please tell us about the programs that you're running and what is the one that is creating the biggest impact?
Yeah, thank you. I feel like the one that has the biggest impact. I actually had the privilege with our first donation to go to Kenya, Africa, and meet the people I'm working with. Meet Oliver, meet his family. He has 5 other siblings and his mother, and the community there. So we got to go there. We did a permaculture education day. I got to bring a lot of seeds. I actually, from Hope Seeds International, they gifted us about $5,000 worth of seeds that I brought there. And I brought technology. I brought my own personal mentorship. A lot of these people are youth. So we actually started a youth group where I'm empowering these youth to start their own organization, called a CBO over there. It's a more of a localized nonprofit, and it stands for community-based organization. So we're meeting weekly now, and we're talking about how can we transform this community? How can we empower the young people? How can we get better energy and food production? So we're actively working together to create new models so that they can be a pilot program for a new transformed off-grid village. So we're really excited to just move forward with that slowly every week.
Right. So when you talk about youth and providing education and training for that, obviously technology is a big part. Everywhere you go, you need to have some sort of support in terms of internet, for example, laptops, phones, um, Wi-Fi, and electricity. If you look at basic needs like that, so how do you get that, and what is the challenge here?
That's awesome question. Thank you. Actually, one of the very first reasons that started Springboard Connectivity was because a woman running an organization in Uganda, connecting children in Uganda and Canada, she wanted her Wi-Fi router, to be higher on the property so that it could help get better connectivity for the students who were talking to their friends in Canada. And I thought, what such a simple thing that they need, that I want to give them, like internet, like better internet access that we all just take for granted here in the US or in other places where it's strong. So, and it is a challenge with people in Kenya. They don't all have laptops. They don't all have strong connections. So we do, our meetings tend to be a little slow because the network goes on and off. And even the one man I was working with, Oliver, didn't have electricity in his home for the first half of a year that we were talking. So he never was on video because it was dark when we were talking. And so I sent him a solar panel so he could get a light in his house just to try that out and to charge his phone. And so I forgot the question, but it's our sincere goal to get like reused phones, laptops over there, and to get them solar electricity and Wi-Fi so that they can have that strong connectivity. And so far I've just received donations of phones and laptops and tablets, and I'm sending them over, and I'm we're looking into solar, like different solar options for them, because there could be a home solar setup or it could be a whole community. And also the same with the Wi-Fi. Is it individual Wi-Fi connection that they could just have for themselves, like a Starlink, or is it more of a satellite that we get for the village or something? So we have a lot of research to do in order to continue in those directions.
Let's take a break to understand what Chizuba is. Everyone at some point ponders on how this beautiful life can be made more meaningful. Maybe you're a leader trying to enhance your employees' experience at your organization. Or you already work for the community and seek volunteers with state-of-the-art skills to strengthen your nonprofit. Whatever your situation, know that you can make a difference. Chizuba began with this very vision. A vision to facilitate every skill and every passion in the world in meeting a social need. Corporate volunteering has several benefits for both businesses and organizations. In parallel, experienced and enthusiastic volunteers join NGO workers, enabling them to serve the community more effectively. Chizuba offers everyone looking to add purpose and meaning to their lives a chance to connect or volunteer virtually with nonprofit organizations from over 100 countries around the world. Visit www.chizuba.net and explore opportunities to find meaning. Chizuba, your platform to do good. And now, back with our guest.
Sometimes you feel, don't you? I mean, there is so much in the developed world that easily these things can be given to people who are underprivileged, but that does not happen. And somehow you feel there has to be that connect. So I think it is volunteers from these developed countries that can do the helping part. And whether it's virtual or in person, what kind of volunteer programs you have?
Yeah,
So while we are
actually,
on this podcast, yes, sorry.
I know. I wanted to mention Chizuba because they reached out to um, WSS, and I just grabbed it and was like, "What is this?" So I started trying it out for myself. Posting for volunteer projects that I needed done on there, and then they would have a source of people from all over the world who could help me. And I did get one volunteer from Chizuba, and it worked out great. We made a permaculture video list of all the best permaculture videos for water conservation, and it's, for me, I am doing so much, so it has been hard to follow up with more of that, but it has been really great to get help in that way, and I want to continue using it. So yeah, thank you guys for reaching out and for hosting me on this podcast and for providing free volunteers. I mean, it's a really wonderful service.
Entirely our pleasure. It's so much fun. You know, I think everybody gets a sense of satisfaction having done their bit. When you know you're equipped, you are skilled with some kind of skill, and you do that for somebody who is not that privileged, it gives us a different sense of satisfaction. Let's come back to Springboard Connectivity. The name is very comprehensive. It talks about how you are trying to provide everything under one roof. Now, that can be a little bit of a challenge, isn't it? You start with an organization and you say, okay, I've got 5 youth here, and I'm going to be trained then in permaculture, for example. So, how does that organizing happen? How do you plan the year or the quarter for Springboard Connectivity?
That's a great question. I don't plan. I am living in the moment, and I am just you know, just meeting the moment, meeting what the needs are. That's all I can do. And my plan is to fundraise, and that's the most important thing to keep everything going. So I do a lot of searching for grants, and I'm thinking about a business I can develop that can actually fund the nonprofit. So I'm just working on that and just doing my best to stay up to speed with everything going that we're creating.
Right. So, can you run us through a typical day at in one of the places like Kenya or Uganda, wherever you are working right now?
Well, let's see. I don't
I'm
know. I
looking at
mean,
your,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at your website, and there is this village empowerment and transformation that you have done in Malaha, Kenya, and there is one called that your funding is it's called Tokea Rancheria in Cuyama Valley, California, where
Hmm.
you're supporting Native American elders. So, how do you plan that this is what we are going to take up and this is how we are going to progress?
Yeah. Well, those two are my favorite projects right now. Yeah, and one's in Kenya and one's in California. Um, we just talk to who we're working with, and we just keep a dialogue open about what they need and what they want, and it just takes a lot of talking, like meeting and seeing what they need and what their ideas are and how we can make traction in these different areas. So I'm tuning in with the people on the ground, what they need. And I'm also saying, okay, well, I need to look for funding for you. And once I find the
Mm.
funding, we can make more happen. So it's this constant push and pull of like, we're creating, we're looking at what can be done. And then I'm
Mm.
going out and being like, okay, how can we do this? So, yeah, I
Yeah,
hope that answers your question.
right. So to organize to collect funds, you also must be needing to have some kind of events. Uh, have you organized so far, or are you thinking of events where you probably can get people together and put forth your story?
Yes, absolutely. I had a monthly event last year every month, October, I think it was the October, November, and January, where it was a musical event, or we did a cacao ceremony. So it's just different community members that want to offer their art and craft. And so we showcase them, and then we make it that it's a benefit fundraiser. So all tickets, portion of the proceeds go to the nonprofit. So it's not a great fundraising thing for me, but it is a good networking, a way to share the message, meet new people, and let them know what I'm
Visibility.
doing. And we actually,
Yes.
the last time we did the cacao ceremony, I met a filmmaker, and she might be helping with it, creating a documentary of the
Oh, nice.
Tokyo Rancheria. So that was a great connection.
Yeah, visibility in today's day is very important in order to collect funds. So that's what this podcast also aims to do, and
Yeah.
bring all nonprofits, spotlight on them, because people are doing good work. The only thing is that not many people know about it. So the idea of Chizuka Talks is to promote nonprofits and talk about the good work that they are doing. Now let's come to a few questions that are perhaps deep. What is it that nonprofits need in terms of understanding a location? In terms of, like, for example, you are looking at Kenya right now. You understand that they need education. You understand water is a need, food is a need, and technology is a need. Now, to collect people from the community and train them uh, is not exactly, you can't say, okay, you come here and, let's start this program. That doesn't happen. It takes some time to set, it takes some time to organize, and it takes some time for people to understand that you are actually helping them. So, what were the roadblocks that you faced in actually starting this?
Well, let's see. Well, I guess there's just different like
Sorry, were you received very well
what?
in Kenya? Were you received very well? Were your
Oh,
ideas or your help solicited?
yes, actually. Well, see that my philosophy is that I'm not gonna reach out to people and try to help them. I let them come to me. Pe-
Right.
asking for help is actually really hard for some people. So I find it really courageous when somebody comes to me and they're willing to receive my help and to tell me what they need. I feel like that is really, I want to honor that. And so the fact that Oliver came to me multiple times and said, I'm scared, or we need help from you, then I take that deeply to heart, that he could do that. So I will reach back out and say, of course, I'll help you. So yeah, it really is like a soul connection that I have with these people. I'm not just helping anybody. I really have to feel into if this is somebody that I can really work with and create with. And
Mm-hmm.
so and that's yeah, so it's great. It's beautiful. It's like developing lifelong, like eternity long, like relationships that where
Right.
we're actually deeply giving to each other. I don't feel like I'm just giving to them. I feel like we are meeting each other halfway, and so that's just been really beautiful. And yeah, they
Fantastic.
said in Kenya, they said, come back anytime. This is your home. This is and that
So
and
warm.
the first time I went, they even offered us 10 acres of land to do more work with. So
Oh,
it's just like this, lots of hot, wonderful openness. They're really amazing
mm,
people, Kenyans.
yeah. Take this and transform it.
Yeah, and we're open and we want to, we're on the edge, the cutting edge of what can be new and exciting. They're very, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're very open to that. So,
You need to have dedicated people also to be gung ho about doing something from maybe barren land. So let's talk about your team now. Who do you have on board and how are you managing, or is it like a single person managing everything?
well, I'm still looking for local permaculture experts who can come help with the local project. I'm still recruiting. So we're very new. This organization was founded in May, so we're just less than a year old, and we're just learning the ropes and just starting out. So we'll see how far we get.
Well, I wish you luck with what you are doing. It's very brave of you to step out of the comfort zone that you are in, and then go out and help people who really need help.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I hope we can do
Well, thank
another meeting when I'm further along, and we'll see how it's
Sure,
going.
why not? Why not? We'd love to talk with you and help you share all the good work that you're doing. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Tracy, for talking to us.
Thank you for asking all the great questions. Many blessings.
Well, bridging the gap between those with access to resources and those without ensures that everyone has the opportunity to contribute to a harmonious and sustainable world. Unitedly, participating in this critical endeavor paves the way for a regenerative, equitable, and resilient planet for generations to come. Till then, again, I'll see you again in the next episode. Till then, goodbye.